LiberalViewer present.
So I've been trying to watch more MSNBC lately because of comments I've gotten claiming MSNBC bias compares to what I've documented on Fox News, but so far I just haven't seen it, though I have enjoyed watching Rachel Maddow, whose calm, rational approach is a welcome change from so much of what I've seen on Fox, and I saw Maddow making an interesting point about what makes Fox News bias different in a segment on her show last Friday that you can see in full at tinyurl.com/foxisdifferent, which she began by saying that it's possible to express an opinion about the news and still cover the news responsibly, and I agree with that as long as I can really emphasize the word responsibly, as I'll explain after you watch her point in this clip.
It is possible to express an opinion about the news and still cover the news responsibly.
We, the American people, the world's admired democracy, cannot ever again allow ourselves to be misinformed, manipulated, and misled into disastrous foreign adventures.
Walter Cronkite's statements of his opinion about the Vietnam War did not negate his authority in delivering the news about that war or about anything else.
And that's true, but it's true because Walter Cronkite had also built up a reputation as an objective reporter over a long period of time, and his conclusion that the war in Vietnam was lost followed years of measured and deliberate fact-finding. But compare Cronkite's critical reporting to the kind of one-sided war reporting from Fox News I showed, for example, in my very first LiberalViewer video titled Fox News Tries to Make the News in Lebanon, in which Fox News reporter Greg Palcott is clearly acting as an advocate for the Israeli side, or more recently in my video titled Fox News Bias for Israel in Gaza Conflict, in which Fox News reporter Greg Jarrett conducts a softball interview with the Israeli representative after attacking the Palestinian in an interview the previous week. And it's not just in the Arab-Israeli conflicts that I've shown Fox News reporters acting like advocates. I also documented similar partisanship during the 2008 presidential campaign in videos like the one with the pretty self-explanatory title, Fox News Parrots McCain Spin on New York Times Editorial Rejection, but even further, I found evidence of Fox News collusion with the McCain campaign when you can actually see Fox News flash up McCain talking points on the screen too fast to just be a reaction to the McCain campaign, as exposed in my video titled McCain Campaign Plays Gender Card. And I even showed Fox News putting up McCain talking points before McCain ever made those points, as exposed in my video Fox News Bias Exposed by Obama spokesperson Bill Burton, though that last video is also a great example of the combative interview style. But whether it's the combative interview style applied to only one side of an issue or it's parroting Republican talking points, I think these expressions of opinion on Fox News are less like Walter Cronkite's opposition to Vietnam and more like the acts of an organized political opposition, which was Rachel Maddow's big problem with Fox News, as she explained by talking about the tax day protests in part organized by Fox, then following with this explanation.
In addition to the tax day protests that Fox helped organize in April, they also organized and promoted a protest against the government on the occasion of 9/11, oddly. It was the so-called 9/12 March, organized by Mr. Beck, who you've seen here, one of the network's primetime hosts.
I launched a project back in March, and it comes together Saturday, September 12th, 9/12. Thousands of people are going to gather in Washington, D.C. and around the nation to stand up for the principles and the values that have made America great.
And when Fox News personalities like Glenn Beck actually promoted protests against the White House, that's when Rachel Maddow believes Fox News crosses a line away from being news, as she further explained in this clip.
The difference between Fox and news, the way in which one of these things is not like the other, is that only one of these organizations is organizing anti-government street protests. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly legal as far as I know. It just makes Fox an opposition political outlet to the Democratic Party and the Obama White House rather than a normal news channel.
Now, while I agree that organizing political protests against the White House does qualify Fox News as an opposition political outlet to the Democratic Party and the Obama White House, I also think the evidence I showed of the combative interview style applied to only one side and the parroting of the Republican talking points from Fox News also qualify Fox News as a political outlet rather than a regular news organization. But beyond these different levels of advocacy that make Fox News different from straight news, the type of bias from Fox News that, for me, most makes it different from other outlets is the consistent pattern of factual distortion I've seen from Fox to fit a partisan agenda, either by misstating facts or leaving out facts important to the stories Fox covers, because providing the facts is the essence of straight news, and if you look on my Fox News bias playlist, you'll see I concentrate on exposing these partisan factual misstatements and omissions in dozens of videos, like my video titled Fox News Creates Obama Contradiction That Isn't There, in which I show Fox News taking an ambiguous statement Obama made during a debate that Obama immediately clarified in his next sentence, and showing it to Fox News viewers without the next sentence to make Obama's ambiguity look like a contradiction. Or, as I showed in my video titled Fox News Cut of Obama Speech Shows Fear of Crossover Appeal, in which I show Fox News live coverage cutting away from the climax of Obama's famous Yes We Can speech. Or even my most recent video titled Fox News Forgets Net Neutrality and Story on Net Neutrality, in which I show a Fox News report on John McCain's opposition to net neutrality so one-sided it fails to actually mention the concept or even the words net neutrality. These 3 videos are just a few of the many examples of Fox News filtering the facts to fit a partisan agenda that you can find on my Fox News Bias playlist at tinyurl.com/foxnewsbias, and all that evidence makes me believe not that Fox News should be taken off the air or even boycotted, but just that Fox News should be treated differently, as Rachel Maddow also agreed for her more limited reasons, as you can see in this final clip.
It's a free country, and Fox can do what it wants. God bless them and keep them. But it would frankly be strange. It would be weird for the White House, for the U.S. government, to treat a group that is organizing protests and rallies against it as if that group is just covering the news. It's not. One of these things is really not like the other.
And that's right, though I think the evidence that Fox News is different is much broader than just the organizing of political protests cited by Maddow and started long before President Obama entered the White House, but I want to know what you think. Do you agree that the bias at Fox News is quantitatively and qualitatively different from any bias at the other major media outlets? And regarding the best evidence to show Fox News is different, do you think the evidence of political organizing cited by Rachel Maddow is the best evidence Fox News is different, or are the combative interview style applied to only one side, the parroting of Republican talking points, and the pattern of partisan distortion of the facts I showed better evidence that Fox News is different?
YouTube, you decide.